Hello everyone, Solomon here. It's Tuesday, February 6, 2024, and I just got an update from my brother. I applied for affordable housing yesteryear, and they send me updates about the my housing, lottery. And it's low income, moderate income, and the maximum amount of money one person can make is about $79,000. So right under $70,000, you can qualify for a moderate, low income housing in New Jersey. And I would not like to disclose any further details because I don't want people jamming up the lottery system with too many poor people. And I know how much people love being desperate and poor and impoverished and living off the scarcity mindset, because the scarcity mindset is also a part of gamification. Scarcity, okay? It's one of the darker truths of gamifying things, but what can I say? It works. It's just like gambling in a casino, the curiosity of the surprise of trying to win the lottery, that works too. People become addicts to video games and lotteries and jackpots and, card games and, Russian roulette and, Wheel of Fortune and stuff like that. The original sin, gambling, greed. So my brother's trying to update me. I no longer qualify for moderate income housing. As you've seen in my W-2 form, it grosses over 6 figures minimum. And, I'm in the 6-figure club, surprisingly. I mean, I'm even surprised. There was Vincent Chan in Canada that does YouTube. First he said he started out with $87,000 as a freshman, and then he quit his corporate job. He was making $120,000, and that guy is smart, very generic, typical looking Asian, and good at math and does YouTube in a proper manner, as opposed to me, who's just bumming videos, just vlogging, here and there, and just posting it like an asshole. Even I don't qualify as Asian nerd, I'm all half-assed about it. Anyways, he's been making $120,000 before he quit corporate. And, given my situation and resources, I could live a pretty good life, like an Asian nerd guy. And, I have my little Prius and my condo, or my whatever, two bedroom home, and I could live a decent life. I don't know about the wife situation. I mean, especially in America, there's too much divorce rate. Learning the true nature of females is not very nice, unless you find a good girl, which is, more likely than not. It's very hard to find these days. I'm already 39. By the time I meet her, I'll probably be 45, in which case she would already have at least one child. And from there, it's kind of I'm old and she already has a kid with someone else. And, I don't want to be ran over and thrown under the bus like a generic nice guy. No. Anyways, I don't like looking life at like that, but again, I'm addicted to this, the gamification of things. One day I can get rich off the stock market, or, it's a horrible way of thinking. Terrible way. Warren Buffett didn't get rich until he was like 50, because of compound interest. He was slowly building up his capital and his equity like a turtle until he just ripens, until age, the compound interest. And you need age, you need time. Everyone's rush, have children, have children. I don't know, some people, that's for real, the sense of urgency to have children is there because they're gonna fucking die. And people do. They get really old by the time that they're 40. I'm 39, and I don't look a day older than like I don't know, at least like 30. I look at some people that look like mad old, man. White girls in my age are mad old, okay? If I married a Kelly or, or a Stacy or a Nikki or whatever, and she was white, and hot back then, and now she's 40, I mean, she's fucking old. I mean, you can tell her turtleneck is starting to sag. The skin from the armpits are starting to sag. She already has like 1 or 2 kids. I mean, she's got that like pouch going on in the belly. It's just like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? And guys do get that. I don't know. Again, I don't like looking at life like that. Everything is kind of like, I want to be, just have a clean look, like clean looking mansion house and a clean yard, and just things are clean, I don't like any of that excessive amounts of fat and unnecessary, adipose. So I'm not actually poor. I might come off that way. It's all in the mindset. It's all in the mindset. For all you know, I might as well be a millionaire. I just don't like being a millionaire. Again, I can't run off the gamification, because once you have everything, then you're spoiled. I mean, there's very few people who would like to work, even if they can retire. There's this guy, billionaire Dan Pena. He was a troubled kid, but eventually became a millionaire, billionaire through business, like shrewd business tactics and sales, and just all this kind of crazy stuff, Wolf of Wall Street stuff. And he the bottom line is, he had what it took, the confidence, the chutzpah, to the balls to generate, that kind of money, or at least sell himself well enough. And he still worked the next 30 years. He still worked the next 30 years. And that was my dentist that just drove by in her new BMW. And she didn't retire until she had gray hair. People with strong work ethic and are normal don't retire like fire. Like, even they could retire, they still know to have a husband or wife or whatever and a child. And then they work until the age of 55 or 65. Let's say 65. Or until their body craps out and they can't handle it anymore. The stress, the pressure, the gray hairs, the arthritis or whatever the fuck, osteoporosis starts kicking in. Yeah, that's what normal people do. They work for 40 years or X, Y, and Z, and that's how it is. It's only... if you retire early and you're a bad dude, such as myself, what else would you be doing during the daytime? Everything is kind of closed. All the clubs are closed, or the bars are closed. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. I mean, people have some kind of normalcy. They have to volunteer, at a library or a hospital or something. Like just to have 8 hours in the daylight. Like, are you really that much like a bad human being? Like, to me, that should be innate. To me, that's innate. Like, being of service, or, just being normal. Going to school, going to work, or volunteering. Doing something to help the community seems normal to me. But, there are different kinds of people. And unfortunately, there are criminals. And, hopefully you don't have a criminal mind. But those kinds of people still exist. Anyways, I don't like talking about that stuff, but I know it exists. So we all have time. Everyone's situation is just different. A lot of people just end up having kids, and that's what life is about, having children. But I'd rather just take care of myself first and then have kids. I never had the sense of urgency to have kids. I never sensed this abundance mindset. Oh yeah, just have as many kids as you like and stuff them in this white suburban 3 or 4 bedroom house that costs $500,000. Yeah, sure. Jesus will take care of you. I mean, I just never had that kind of abundance mindset. No, it was always like you're gonna get fucked over. Someone's gonna cheat you. And it's true. If someone's gonna steal something, you're gonna lose something. COVID's gonna hit. Your child, or 1 or 2, is gonna fucking die. Prematurely before you. Some weird shit. But whatever. I know who I am, and the best option for me, mentally and emotionally, would have been, and always been, to be single and not have a kid. Again, I'm not built, to pass all the tests that women throw at me. There's a lot of bitching, there's a lot of nagging. She may have a dog or 2 or 1 or 2 plus children. She may be a Karen in disguise. She may be a manipulator, narcissist. She may be like Thai and have all these weird scams and shit that she steals everything and takes it from you. Or she may be a dragon mom or a tiger mom, or has some kind of weird OCD issues that she needs everyone to behave in such a way. And usually that's the case. And you have to adapt to her. No woman is gonna like a man who doesn't adapt to her rules and regulations. And so, knowing this, knowing how annoying these personalities can be, I'd rather just be alone. I'd rather just take walks outside alone, where no one's nagging at me, where no one's nature is to fucking nag at me, to test me, to see if I can take care of them despite adversity, despite hardships. No, this, you don't need to add your own spin onto things and then yell at me. So here's the neighborhood. I walk a circle around this neighborhood area too. Today I'm just vlogging. I think this is the first vlog I have in this area. It's just your 3-4 bedroom white suburban neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, there was this one Chinese family here that we know, Jimmy, and they had a kid and twin sisters, Ruth. They went to the Chinese school in Livingston, and they moved down to Georgia, somewhere south in America, on the East Coast, because the housing there was a lot cheaper. Here you have access to 40-minute drive to New York City through the Holland Tunnel and whatever, in Jersey City, it's just, I don't even use it. I barely even use it, And people are flying to New York City all the time and spending a lot of money on airfare, and you want to give two shits about New York City. Okay, there's a migrant crisis, there's problems with the public schools, there's crime, there's violence, the subways smell like shit, and the wealth disparity is just fucking terrible. You have super rich people, and then you have a shit ton of poor ass broke people and homeless people. How is that fair? What are these rich people doing to help poor people, or do they even have a responsibility in America to help the less fortunate? 95% of the people pay taxes that are rich. 95% of the super ultra wealthy pay 95% of the taxes, so they're giving it that money technically to the government. In return, hire these normal ass people with normal ass salaries to help the less fortunate with the voucher 8s and the food stamps and the stipends or whatever the fuck, and the welfare. So they're doing their part. They don't help people necessarily directly. They don't give out free money like Santa Claus. What they do is fund the government, who is supposed to help the fucking poor people, but we all know how corrupt everyone is. And so you have all these penthouses and these Trump towers specifically reserved for the ultra wealthy and 1%ers and stuff like that. And what can poor people offer these ultra rich people? Probably their daughter. Prostitution. They have to sleep around to, move up the social hierarchy and stuff like that. What else would they have to offer, really? Yeah. So once in a while you have these kings and princesses marrying outside of their royal family, and pisses everyone off in the royal family, which is exactly what happened with Prince Charles and Henry and the other one that's not famous. I don't know, but that's marrying a commoner. There you go. That's exactly how it happens. Yeah. What else do people want except women? That's what it is, If you don't have money to offer, you better offer your JJ. I mean, that's how it goes. An unfair advantage. That's just how it is, If you have too many of the same breed, same kind of people, that produces Asperger's genetics, and you're not supposed to be inbreeding. You get some weird mutations and stuff, and Down syndrome, and you're supposed to date outside of your your family. You're not supposed to be having sex with your sister or your cousins or like that. So that's how it works. The rich people pay the taxes, the government's supposed to do their thing, and then a daughter is born, and the kings and the queens, they get horny, have a kid, and then that kid will fall in love with a commoner. It's kind of like Hunger Games, winning the lottery ticket. And that's how it goes. I don't know. It's kind of scary. It's kind of really scary. I don't like thinking about these esoteric things. I don't want to know. But that's how it goes. That's how it works with the Chinese too. You have white guy, you have Chad, and he marries, Ling Ling. And that's the thing. That's the thing in America. I don't need to talk about it. We all know that one white guy with Chinese fetish, or Chinese wife, or mail order wife, or whatever, or hopefully she's not from like Thailand or the Philippines, and she's a gold digger and some kind of like Russian bride scam swindler, or But that's how it is. Again, with the swindling and the scams and the catfishing and the romance scams things. Again, with the daughter thing. Just rich people are looking. If it's not money that they can get, then they're gonna be looking for women, for girls or vaginas. There you go. And that's how it is. And then I stumble across videos like, in Japan, my daughter's a porn star. It's just like, that's how it is. I mean, what else do you have to offer? Like, what kind of value do you have to offer to people with money? Porn, the degeneracy, it's all about your daughter. If I had a daughter, I'd probably raise her to, also be some kind of like porn star. And, she's been like, Daddy. I'm like, no, honey. Daddy needs money. Daddy likes money. You can go on the Hustler, Spice Channel, Playboy magazine if you want. Daddy don't care about you. Daddy only wants money. Daddy does not like being poor and shit. Oh God, I'm terrible. Alright, next topic. Okay. Sunlight. So this time of day is precious to me. Or at least I value it. Or try to value it. Sometimes I just have a piss poor attitude. I work. I don't really regret. I don't have any regrets working overnight. I hate the there's too much supervisors and too many chiefs and not enough Indians during the daytime. Everyone's a supervisor, everyone's a boss, and there's always that one person, that boss that everyone tries to gang up on, that no one likes. We all know who it is, and that's exactly what's going on currently, or in any given time of any company or big business. There's always the supervisor or director that you don't like, and it's always that guy, and no one likes him, but that's his job. And so working overnight, I avoid all the drama of that kind of someone breathing down your shoulder, having to walk on eggshells, but at the same time, if I take a blood test, you'll see that my levels LDL cholesterol are naturally higher, and my blood sugar is naturally higher. My chances of diabetes is higher, because if you don't sleep at night, if you're doing overnight, it just fucks up your circadian rhythm and all this stuff. And it's true. And you also gain more weight. Nighttime is reserved for people to sleep, naturally sleep, like animals and stuff. Like hibernation is just your metabolism kicks in, your testosterone hormones and regulation and stuff like that. The blood sugar levels, balance out and regulate. And if you're doing a reverse sleep cycle, it's probably really bad for you. And also, the sunlight is meant to for you to have positive, stable dopamine levels. It's to regulate positive, sustainable dopamine levels. Sunlight. So if you're not, and vitamin D and stuff like that, and to ward off seasonal, depression, dystrophy, and all that jazz. Sunlight is good. I could be at home playing video games, playing World of Warcraft, gamifying my life, playing video games. But at this stage of my life, I'm just approaching my 40 years old, and when I look back, I don't want to be that guy who played World of Warcraft in his mom's basement. And I'll do a lot. I'll do a lot instead of be that guy. That's not the guy I want to be. That's just not the kind of guy I want to be. It's like I've been duped by dopamine dealers. My life has been synthetic. There's too much blue pill. Just too much blue pill. And I'm not young forever. Maybe when I'm older, like 60, and I don't care anymore, then I'll probably play World of Warcraft. But as long as I can still move freely, then I'm not going to be investing my time in that shit. Alright, don't get too excited. It's just me. Well, this is what I do with my time. This ain't no World of Warcraft game. I'm not filming an old goddamn TV show. This is what I do. This is generally walking and vlogging. This is the best I can do for myself. That guy on Friends, the sitcom, Chandler, he just fucking died recently. No one knew that he was in rehab for, I believe, alcohol, and probably, what Hollywood, people do when they're complacent, do drugs and stuff. But that's the price of fame. It's not easy. A lot of it has to do with selling your soul to the devil. I'm very sure you cannot naturally, no ordinary Joe can just get famous. Be an outlier. There has to be some kind of lethal exchange of, a value. An eye for an eye. Like, something has to go. To have that level of socioeconomic prestige. And he had to pay the price. But no one knew. I didn't even know. Drug rehab. Michael Phelps, after he won the 8 gold medals, had to go to rehab too. I mean, it's not unique. It's not unique. That's what happens. There's a high price to pay for fame and, high level of success. Unless you do it right. Unless you take care of yourself, you take the vacations, you decompress, you use the spas, and you take your PTO, your time off, or your vacation days or whatever. You can't just be working 100 hours a week. For poor people, and if you're running off of that scarcity mindset, then maybe. Because you don't have the luxury to fuck up, and you also don't have the luxury to take time off, then maybe yes, you can do 100 hours a week. You don't have an option. So I just completed one lap. That's the neighborhood. I remember working at a Walgreens, and I would walk back and forth. So that was around 2008 into 2011 for 3 fucking years. And 10 years later, more than 10 years later, I'm still walking this thing. Nothing's changed. The infrastructure's changed. I'm still the same guy. You know, the paradigm's still the same. You're a guy, you have to make money, blah blah blah. Support the family, or yourself at least. Chasing around girls, same. You know, nothing really changed. What can change your life, really? Your daily habits, believing in your daily habits, and sometimes it just takes time. Warren Buffett wasn't until Warren Buffett was 50 years old that he has a substantial amount of money because of compound interest, because of the effects of compound interest, and every young person wants to get rich quick. And it's always the same shit. Get rich quick. There's no such fucking thing. It's called compound interest over a long period of time. Now they have mutual funds, ETFs, you know, same players, Vanguard, BlackRock, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, whatever else is out there. You know. And in America, it's always about spending money. Spending money does not necessarily equate to happiness. I mean, I'm into cheap dopamine fixes, like playing video games. You know, you have your ultimate computer, that's all you need, and you can be happy in your video game world, making millions of gold virtual coins and play your World of Warcraft. And that would be it. You know, it's just like there's very little, no difference. What, you know, you don't want to make actual money playing World of Warcraft. Then you have to do your taxes and shit. And, you know, terrible. Fucking terrible. It's just a big headache for the CPA, for the accountant. You know, the value just isn't there. It's just a fucking headache. So, probably gonna close up shop. This has been Solomon Chau. This is how I spend my time when I get home. Just walking, and vlogging. You know, I could be journaling, but this is what I decided to do with my time. I don't know. I just want to make sure I know what I've been doing with my time throughout all these goddamn years. I'm already 39, approaching 40. This is the smartest decision that I can make with my time. You know? Oh, I should have bought that stock. I should have bought this stock. Oh, I should have bought more Bitcoin or whatever the fuck. Again, with the Warren Buffett thing, it wasn't until he was 50 did compound interest kick in. Okay? You know, he had to earn his stripes. All these young people want to get rich quick, do drugs, buy Lambos, buy Prada bags and Gucci for their girlfriends, and shit. If you're serious, this is what you gotta do. You gotta take long walks on the beach and do your time. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.